Week 4 is another monumental and eventful week. We get to see the introduction of a few new freeloaders, some of them with larger roles than the others, but one of them in particular changes the meta of the game moving forward. We also get probably my favorite moment in Fish Tank history. Like, it was such a little thing, I don't even think anyone clipped it out or anything. It was just kind of like this hidden moment. You'll see it later in this video. But if you want to stay up to date with Fish Tank content, you can click up there, a little playlist of all the previous reviews that I did, as well as all the future ones, and you can also subscribe to my channel. I'll be covering this thing to the end. Day 22. So many little things happened in day 22. It was a gaslight maxing extravaganza. The producers are really just pitting everyone against each other today. We start off the day by promoting Lance. He gets an offer to be on MDE Season 2, which is currently being filmed.
The dedication to a role, like getting the same clothes as Vance, it was like crazy. Like going to TJ Maxx and getting all that. Have you heard of World Peace? Well, it doesn't matter. You're gonna like it. It's a sketch comedy show. Not that big of a deal. It doesn't. I'll try to sell you on it later. We'll figure it out. You're gonna like it though.
If you're unaware of MDE or $1 Million Extreme, it's probably, in my opinion, the funniest sketch comedy show ever created. It came like right after the Tim and Eric show ended on Adult Swim. It was run by Sam Hyde and a couple other guys, Nick Rochefort and Chris, I don't remember his last name. But in classic Sam Hyde fashion, the show got canceled after the first season for being racist.
Cool ass sweatpants from Bucci. Yo, Bucci makes the finest sweatpants that you can buy in the mall. That you can buy in a black person mall.
Adult Swim took it down. It doesn't exist anywhere, so you can't actually like watch it legally anywhere. But if you go to archive.org, I'll leave a link in the description. You could check out the entire first season there. I'd highly recommend checking it out. It's 6 episodes. I think they're like 15 minutes each. It's really like an easy watch. The brunt of the gas attacks are centered around Simmons. If you remember, on day 21, Gold Striker told Simmons before the roast battle that he needs to be a little more racist.
My advice to you gotta kind of lay in on just hit him with a little bit of racism.
Which he did, and then he put up this tweet right here. Please send some realistic tweets of Simmons being canceled for racism / misogyny and blog articles and stuff. Gotta be realistic. Gonna try and convince him tomorrow that he got canceled for the roast. And that's exactly what he did. Fans flooded Twitter and Reddit with different fake news articles and posts, people, you know, pretending to be people in the Austin comedy scene talking about it. Gold Striker pulls Simon aside and lets him know that he's currently being canceled and that he's pretty much ruined his career as a stand-up.
Guess my career is over.
No. I guarantee you this will blow over.
I don't know.
Simon then reveals his cancellation to the rest of the fish, and he is quite upset.
The opposite of what I thought that it would do for my career. So now I have to go back and make a public apology, I guess.
He proceeds to get drunk, smoke cigarettes, and contemplates leaving the show while in bedroom 4.
My parents died when I was 15. It was really hard on me. You were a homo.
I'm happy your parents died. So now I have to embrace a crack-ass cracking like you.
Letty tries to negotiate with Gold Striker for her pooped covered items. Thank you to Damiel.
You think me and Jet are gonna split this list in half, and he's gonna find Twilight hardcover by Stephanie Meyer.
That's what Damiel fucked up. You guys had to make a list of all the stuff that was destroyed, and that's what I did, and I did it very thoroughly.
You expect us to believe Damiel threw this much shit in the porta potty?
He did, because they're all small things.
What of these items did you fish out?
I took out but like the things that I took out, we threw out because they had proof on them.
Mm-hmm. So you used tongs and gloves to pull out the one fluffy, super fluffy pink scrunchie.
Yeah.
What were you gonna do with it?
No, I wasn't gonna use it again.
Okay.
You thought I was gonna use it again?
Silly me. Can you just read the list here?
Oh yeah, I can read it.
Yeah, thank you.
Soft face towel. And glossy highlighter.
Okay.
That's all like really small stuff. Like they're like this big.
It's so small it would be hard to calculate the value of it.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
He might as well be Gold Striker Steen the way he aggressively counter offers.
I'm thinking $200.
No, it was more than $200.
How are you going to get more than $200 out of me?
That stuff cost like way more than $200.
A lot of things cost a lot of money.
Well, you guys said you would replace the stuff.
I think that that's a fantasy, and that might have been said by somebody to sort of quiet you, but it's not. That's not really going to happen. How about $225 and a Little Caesars pizza?
It was like at least $500.
I'm thinking more like $250.
No, it was at least $500.
If you came down closer to $250, where would we be? Like if you had to split the difference and nudge down a little bit closer to like 185,
well, like,
what number would you spit out?
I think the value of the stuff was probably like closer to like $600, but I'll go for $500.
$275?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll table this for now. We'll circle back to it later.
No.
Oh, you could.
No.
I actually have to go. I have a call.
Chris gives a self-defense class.
No, the girls need
Come in like this, I've got him like this. If he tries to wiggle this way, I'm walking with it.
And we get a brand new freeloader. Welcome, Ella, aka White Josie.
New freeloader.
The old Lance tactic at it again. Ella seems to be watching the show as she's familiar with all the characters and kind of what's happened up until this point. Also, I think at some point she mentioned she's a fan of MDE, so she integrated pretty quickly. Then to further gaslight Simon out of the tank, Jet announces a new challenge, the Talking Shit Challenge. Everyone except Chris is paired into teams of 2, Letty and Ella, Vance and Josie, and Sylvia, and the begrudged Simon, who does not want to compete and just wants to leave the tank to try and salvage his dying comedy career. Each group goes into a bedroom and has to gossip and talk shit about the others in the house, and the winning team gets 3 fishbucks each. Chris has an advisory role where he has to go room to room to help people out with their jokes, and like Agent Orange being sprayed on rural Vietnamese people, not Simmons, this is an analogy. Jet goes around to each group and tells them to like downplay things as soon as Chris gets in the room, so not to reveal too much, just to give him some light jabs to play with to keep him happy, to make him feel included. But then the producers go to Chris to go into each room and then gossip to the people in that room about all the things being gossiped about them from the other rooms.
She is digging every corner she can. Here she is.
What is she saying?
I can't really repeat all of it and saying so many different things. It's hard to follow.
Really? Is she just having like a schizo moment?
So we essentially have Chris playing this role of like just going into the rooms and like ramping up everyone's emotion. Also, we get to see Letty's panties. I wasn't gonna show you, you pervs. Jet returns to crown the winner of the challenge. He strategically downplays just how vicious everybody was to each other. Letty ends up winning the challenge, but in the post-challenge hangout after Jet leaves, TTS essentially reveals a lot of what people were saying about each other. I would assume this was all done by design. And the Frank Hassel meter has reached 99%.
It's almost time to activate. Are you ready?
Day 23. Ella is trying to quit vaping, so Jet takes everyone's nicotine in solidarity.
Let's take away all your vapes and all your cigarettes and let's do this together. Let's support Ella with this.
The gaslighting attacks continue with the target du jour being Ella, who the producers keep calling Ellie. It starts with Jet pulling Letty aside and telling her to try and get Ellie to admit that she's been copying Josie's swag with the stimming and such.
Yeah, that's not what the show's about.
Why would she want to come on the show?
Clout. Because she wants to be Josie. She wants to fucking wear Josie's skin. She wants to scalp Josie and put her skin on and be a fucking murderer or something. I don't know. I don't trust her. When you come in like this...
She's gonna make a Josie suit?
It's anything possible.
She's already started with the fucking clothes.
She's wearing her same clothes.
Then we move into our next challenge, the Presidential Race Challenge. Essentially, the gang are divided into 2 groups, right and left, conservative and lib, fish and freeloader. And just like a real presidential race, they have to hold a primary to elect who's going to run on behalf of their party. It's Vance v. Simmons. And then we have the presidential debate to decide who will become the president of the tank. As president, they will have the power to enact new laws. These laws will be used to govern the fish and create a sort of justice system to make sure that these laws are then enforced. Simmons wins in a big confidence boost. Looks like he's staying in the tank. He had nominated Josie as his sheriff, the one responsible for policing the laws set in place. But Gold Striker and Jet reveal that they have their own choice. The newest freeloader, Frank freaking Hassel.
We want to make one small annulment.
Now that we have a new friend here, Frank is going to be your sheriff. Your laws, Frank is responsible for enforcing.
I'm excited to work with you.
Me too.
It's going to be awesome.
You may have noticed since week 1 up in the right corner on fishtank.live, there's been a meter. That meter has been going up, the Frank Hassel meter. You can make donations to make the meter go up, and the meter, as of today, has been at 100%, meaning that Frank Hassel made his way to the tank. Hassel, if you're unfamiliar, is a now canceled YouTuber who did like man on the street prank type things. Generally, I'm not a fan of that type of content because I just kind of find it, well, A, a lot of it's fake, and B, I find like it's just a lot of it's like kind of just douchey. Like it's just mean and not really all that entertaining. But Frank Hassel is so mean and his style is so absurd that I just can't help but laugh at it.
I'm Dr. Don Oreo.
Get away from me.
Huh? You're a sissy feminist gay guy. You suck dick.
Yeah. You're a fucking asshole.
I have emergency women's clothes for you to wear if you need them. Why are you calling 911?
You're a nasty.
You're gay. You're a gay man.
You might know him from the Boogie2988 situation, another YouTuber that he had been harassing online for years. Eventually, he showed up at his front door, which is crazy and illegal. And Boogie ended up like coming to the door with a gun, a loaded gun, and shooting at him. This video he put out on his own YouTube of Boogie2988 approaching him with the gun is what got him canceled. So I don't know how much I can show, but I'll try and show a little clip here.
Yeah, on 3, pull the trigger.
Okay. Is this what I have to do?
Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
You fat fucking. Oh my god. Is this real? Is this guy gonna kill me?
Yes. He's here to look at the air conditioner, Sam. Is this what I have to do?
You're a fucking.
In about 30 seconds, I'm gonna fire a warning shot.
Fire it now. Fire the warning shot now.
The looks on Goldstriker's face illustrates the chaos waiting for the unbeknowing fish. Goldstriker gaslights Josie about Ellie, about stealing her swag.
She's making it so that you're less interesting in comparison to Letty and Vance.
He then talks to Ella, about chat noticing the similarities between the two and for her to play it up because the fans have been enjoying like these two different versions of Josie.
Her heavily is going to really endear, make
I gotta do more of this.
Yes. Yeah. You could even like magnify, like if she does it a little bit, you do it a lot, you know, that sort of thing.
Okay.
But mess with it because people really love it. Masterminding much?
Then he gaslights Sylvia about Ella stealing Josie's swag.
Hey, listen, other people are doing bits like Simon's probably doing some fucking bit. Everybody's got some stupid thing. It's funny though. Everybody else is doing funny. That fucking shit pisses me off because it's like she's trying to come in here like whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I mean, I do care. But just fucking just creeps me out. It's kind of gross, but whatever. Okay.
Frank starts out playing things pretty light, which leads to him accidentally stumbling across a broken Chris who's been dealing with some pretty serious stuff outside of the show in his personal life and had a bit of an emotional break. He ends up sitting with him and giving him like this heart-to-heart moment, trying to like build him back up. It's Frank trying to console airsoftfatty.
There have been trolls who have literally told these guys, like, dude, we're going too fucking far.
Yeah, well, they know they're going too far. What they want from you is they want you to react.
A sentence I never in 1,000 years thought I would say. He also breaks Sylvia's vape, enforcing the no nicotine policy, and then immediately sparks up a cigarette.
Are you done eating?
No nicotine.
I know there's a cigarette butt on the stage.
Yeah.
Day 24. In the early AM of day 24, Hassel begins to activate, and his target, Sylvia. In the nearly 3-hour harassment event, first he sprays her with the water gun.
Sorry about that.
I honestly don't give a fuck. You can keep going, bro.
Okay.
You can pull this.
Then he steals her bed. She tries to get him off and fails miserably.
I was just trying to go to bed. And she's in here like...
And he took my bed.
Sexual tensions between the two build pretty quickly. Sylvia gets blackout drunk and goes off yelling and complaining about Hassel for hours. He then pours water all over her mattress.
Black pissed the fucking bed and she would go away.
There you go.
I'm into that, you fucking idiot.
Eventually, she makes her way downstairs to complain more. Frank won't let her back upstairs and gets sexually assaulted, furthering the sexual tension arc.
I'm being touched. I'm being touched. She's touching me.
Why does she touch
She just keeps touching me with her hands and her legs, rubbing up against me.
Everyone is exhausted with Sylvia's self-imposed mental breakdown challenge, particularly Chris. They go back and forth for about 30 minutes in a yelling match.
Deal with your bullshit. I wasn't fucking talking to you. Not everything's about you, bro.
Sylvia goes back upstairs and Chris has another mental breakdown.
I hate posers. I hate people who pull the shit she's done tonight.
Sylvia plays Fall Guys to get Letty jealous. Frank sprays all of Sylvia's clothes with fart spray and steals her blankets and pillows. Sylvia is now alone and reaching her mental breakdown final form, starting to get into it with the producer who is trying to give her a new bed so she could sleep it off.
Why are you laughing? What's your name, Tax? Why are you fucking laughing, Tax? Think I'm playing wife out of this bitch?
She's too drunk to function, so they take her bed back.
You gonna take the bed back?
Yeah, someone just paid to take this shit.
In the afternoon, Simon gets inaugurated as president and reads out his constitution. He enacts 5 laws. Number 1, everyone needs to watch Chris do stand-up for 10 minutes a day, and they need to laugh. Like, they're not allowed to fake it or else he'll keep going. Number 2, no socks or shoes. Josie wears extra big pants to hide her feet. Number 3, no makeup for the ladies. Number 4, everyone needs to work out with Chris for 1 hour every day. And number 5, no nicotine. The rules do not apply to the freeloaders as per Simmons. Ella, abruptly leaves without saying anything. She really didn't add anything, so I don't think anyone cares. Letty gets a new bed and is given a mission to carry it upstairs solo and almost kills Gold Striker in the process.
Whoa! Shit! Fuck.
You okay?
God damn it! What are you doing?
I'm trying to move the
Fuck you! What are you fucking doing? Fucking asshole.
Chris leads the first workout. After the blow-up from the night prior, Chris has lost all respect for Sylvia, and the entire hour is basically a device to shame her personally. She refuses to participate.
What?
1 lap, you can go change.
No.
He had to show me he wanted the effort to be able to change. I'm not going to give you any special treatment.
Then one of my favorite moments in Fish Tank history, Gold Striker and Chris are having a boxing session in room 3, and there's a hangout session in room 2. Chris has a third emotional breakdown in front of Gold Striker, and while they're having a heart-to-heart trying to mend the situation,
Dude, I'm literally homeless and you're supposed to be helping with these things. I don't fucking care! Give me fucking videos! Give me fucking pictures! Why the guys are fucking dead right now?
Frank Hassel is trying to name all the racial slurs in room 2.
Slant?
What is that even?
It's like a Simon type guy. Spade? Have you said spade before? Jungle monkey, jigaboo, knuckle dragger.
Damn, how many slurs do you know, Frank?
They must have given him some coke.
They gave him some blow. They gave him some blow. If they gave him blow, I think his heart would explode. But
The unintentional comedic timing of this is, in my opinion, what makes Fish Tank the greatest show on TV or the internet.